In the previous episode, we did a whole lot of create stuff by filling empty spaces with create contraptions and more contraptions so that we have items to put into our newly decorated storage room. And in today's episode, we're going to take a lot of these items and use them to construct something insane in a space right behind me, and also get some villagers going so we can start looking at some enchants. Mainly mending. I need mending so bad. So with last week being so busy and all, I did not get time to build the build that we're going to do in this episode, and I mentioned that I'm just going to do a short little episode with some create contraptions in them, and yeah, it blew up in my face because my short episode ended up being just as long as a normal episode. Yeah, so jokes on me, I guess. But anyway, I'm glad we did it because we're going to need a whole lot of blocks to build what we got planned today, and this storage wall right behind me that we finally got around to decorating has been filling up real slowly with all the different blocks that we're not going to need only in today's build but in future builds that we might tackle. So I'm really happy we did a create only episode, and for those of you that noticed that short wasn't that short, I'm sorry, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. So I think first things first, we need to look at a villager breeder, and the reason why I'm going to do that first is because while we're busy gathering resources and building this whole area and fixing this floor that we can't see right now, the villagers can breed and we can get some babies going. So that way, when everything's done, we can jump into the villagers and make sure we can get mending, because if I can only get mending today, that will be a great start. Another thing is I'm choosing to build it all the way up here, and we will load this chunk that we put the breed in because I don't want anything to be in this area, because we might end up doing this floor as well. I think we're going to do it. We're not even going to might do it. So I think let's pick ourselves a chunk, and this one seems perfect. I think if we go right over here, that should work. So if we do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the fifth one is where the water will go, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we can just bring this out, so that should be 4 as well, which means we're going to have water in this spot. So if we do this, come on, now we can just fill it in. And I don't know if I'm not going to have enough soil to do it a full 9x9. I don't know. I don't have enough carrots. But this way we can at least get it going. And like mentioned, yeah, I don't even have enough dirt. We're going to have to look into a dirt farm real soon. But while we're busy building down there, they can also grow the carrots and they can farm the carrots and maybe even stock up our supply that is dwindling, running low. But I mean, that was such a nice little save there, getting just the right amount. So now we need to add water into this one, and also let's just do this for now. Yeah, because we're going to have composter there, and we'll have a light source right over there, and this one can get removed again for the water. So we've got water, and now we just need to hoe all of the soil. But also I would like to maybe add a few. Should we go 3 out? No, I think, yeah, 3. The third block is the light. I do think that's fine. So we can do this, that, this, and this. Now we should have enough to grow all the crops. There should be enough light. We can do that one right there. We can add a composter. So we're sorted with that. And now we can just line this with some andesite like that. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually do it like this, so we can place the beds down here. And that's the scary part, because we need to remember that we can blow ourselves up if we click on the beds while we place them. We can click normally, I guess, but we can't actually sleep in them because it will blow everything up. And it's basically like using a bed in the nether. It's exactly the same with the end. So this is just going to be this all the way around, with line over there and line over there for bed. So I'm quickly going to get all of that in. Okay, so we've got the wall up, and now what we can do is we just need to till all the soil, and this might be the most tedious part. I hate tilling soil. Oh, but I think we've got vein miners, so we can do, yeah, we can do that. Oh, that is fantastic. And now we can plant our carrots, but like mentioned, we won't have enough, so we're just going to do what we have, and then we can again hold down vein mine and just do this. Because I don't think, yeah, if you don't hold vein miner, it doesn't work. So we just hold down vein miner and we just hold the right button to bone meal. And then we've got some extras. So now we can plant some more and then we can release the villagers. But I think we should maybe place the beds first. Yeah, let's do that. Because I'm just scared I place the beds while the villagers are in here. And then that's a problem. Let's break this one. Let's maybe do this. Because I'm just scared they get out of the bed and then they trample the crops. Yep, that's fine. Let's grab some more. Okay, I've got one more and I don't think I'm going to place it. Yeah, no, I'll keep it. I'll keep it by me. But we've got everything. And now what we can do is we can place down our 2 villagers. We can place down, say, this one. Hopefully we'll become a farmer. Yeah, we've got a farmer. And we can place down Armenia, which was our fortune villager from the overworld that we brought along. And they will hopefully make babies. So while they do this, we're going to continue gathering up resources and getting everything ready for the big build. Because it's a lot of resources. It's a total of 15 pages in a clipboard. And even though a bunch of them is easy to get, there are a few of them that are a little bit harder, and those we'll do together. So I'm going to gather the ones that I'm going to do on my own, and I'll bring you back for the less easy ones. So the first of the materials on our list that we need to craft is dark prismarine. And it's not so much a difficult recipe as a bit of a different recipe. But luckily for us, we've already made a farm that creates lapis lazuli, because that's what we're going to need to get all the different guardian bits. Because you see, if you take lapis lazuli and you place it down and you haunt it, it will slowly turn into the different types of guardian bits, namely prismarine shards and prismarine crystals. And there we go. We just got ourselves some prismarine shard, prismarine crystals. And these, well, these we can take and combine with black dye, and then we get our dark prismarine. So it's literally 1 black dye, 8 prismarine, it gives you 1 dark prismarine. So now the only thing we need to do is we need to go grow a few trees, cook those up so we can get some charcoal, and then charcoal we can grind down to get some black dye, and then just haunt a whole lot of lapis. So in my hands, I hold something that took up way more time out of my life than I would like to admit. And it's the material list for this build. You see, that's a total of 15 pages worth of materials. Some of them there's like 1 or 2, and then you get some of the blocks that are in the thousands. There's one over there. There's a few hundreds. But you get the idea, 15 pages, and even though some of them are 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and whatever blocks like that, it still takes some time because a lot of them have to get crafted. And over here we've got the 2 backpacks, and majority of it was easy. The hardest, and not really that hard, was prismarine, but even more so the moss carpets and the stuff that I didn't have, or like the glow lichen, not grow lichen. And the way I got those, well, I took one of the spawners, or a spawn egg for the skeletons, and back here a while back I created just this temporary little hole. So what I do is I pop an egg in there and I just go ham, killing stuff and everything. That's why I gained quite a few levels over there. But we initially got all the bones we needed to grow the lichen, as well as the moss, to get the last of the materials that we needed. But now comes the exciting part. The part where you guys get to sit back and relax as we roll a little time lapse, because you see, we're going to build the next part of the city. And it's not going to be a part that goes on top of this whole support system. No, it's going to be a part that goes right in this area underneath the foundation of the next level, and it's going to be in this spot, and that spot over there. And I'm pretty excited about it. It took me quite a long time to design, get everything right, and to make it look good in this area, which I'm pretty amped about. So after the time-lapse runs with that, I'm also going to try and pop in a floor on top of that, so it all looks the way it's supposed to look and doesn't just have like an open roof on top of it. But like mentioned, it's time for you guys to sit back and relax as we build the shadow stacks. And we did it. We build a massive platform, but that's not the main attraction. The main attraction is right underneath this platform. But for now, I just want to say the platform contributes because it just helps with the lighting down under. And I know it's very, very neat still. And it will change. It will change like everything in this world. It's an ever growing process. But I think for us to really appreciate the shadow stacks, we need to go down to where it all started, the lower level. And now that we're done here, we can have a look at what the shadow stacks really look like. And we're going to look at them from a variety of different angles. And the first one is this one. I mean, I love it. It looks cluttered, it looks full, it looks lived in, it looks like it doesn't belong there, but at the same time it belongs there. I mean, this is just insane. I know, I say it all the time that something's my favorite, but I think this might be my favorite addition to this area. I mean, you don't see the black mountain we live on anymore, and that's perfect because that's what it needs to be. It needs to be this cluttered feeling. Like if you walk around, you should see things from all angles, and you shouldn't see the thing as an entirety, but rather as a part of it. And that looks so cool. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It looked, again, I build these things to a degree in creative before I get it in here, and then I do a bunch of stuff in here as well. It's insane. I'm loving this. I think it looks perfect. Just look at all the different types of builds and colors and stuff. I'm pretty happy. It's not done. By no means is it done because still want to add like some form of a ladder over here that also allows you to get up there. But for now, let's head on down here, and I'm just going to take a shortcut. And we're going to take the elevator, and the elevator will take us to an in-between floor, which I will name appropriately, but it's this level 0 that I'm referring to. So if we just ride this a little bit upwards, we're going to reach a little platform, and this platform, again, cluttered here because I need to move the switches, but this is where you come into this area. I still need to fix this, and instantly I want you to be greeted by not only the view but things standing around all over. And we've got a variety of buildings. Currently they're all filled with sand, and that's a schematic cannon thing because I wanted it to actually hollow out the mountain where things go into the mountain, so I don't have to. So all of these are still filled with sand and I need to get emptied out. But I mean, this looks epic. I really love this. And all of these containers are actually accessible. So if we were to go into one, there's a door over there for this one. We can go up, and that's the thing. I want all these corridors to be cluttered and full and squished in and everything, and they're growing their own food. And we've got cages around. There's a cage over there that I will add animals to. But again, we've got all these little doors all over. And then I did want to add color to this area, and I added color by adding this netherrack container as well as the prismarine one, but we'll get around to that. And then also I added these little fenced areas, so it almost looks like it used to be fenced in, but now it's cut open because the people just start living here. I will, however, mention these rails are not safe because, I mean, you can just walk over the edge, so that's not very safe. And that's one of the reasons why we will not have the villagers running around here freely. No, we're gonna put them in these houses with their little trading tables and whatever. But just this whole area, so all over we've got all these houses. So sorry, just to get back, this one went down to that container which we couldn't access from the other side, but you can access from this side. And then there are a few odd ones, like this one underneath might get a hatch later on that you travel down via ladder, almost like this, but you'll actually go into the container. So we've got another one over here. We've got crops growing, we've got corn growing, and again, door. Here's the second color, which is the dark prismarine one. And over here, we've got another little ledge over here that adds or goes into this little container house. And yeah, I don't know. This is just by far one of my favorite builds. And all over, we've got these little areas. We've got this one over here, and we've got another one over there. And I think it looks just fantastic. If I have to choose one that I want to live in, I think it will be the green one. I honestly think it will be the dark prismarine container because it's just epic and this whole area looks so cluttered and everything. But I do think we need to head on into free cam and just take a look at this from far away, and Man, I just love it. The shadow stacks, it looks fantastic. I do think I need to add some form of a darker material underneath here, maybe do a deep slate time floor or something so it's a bit darker. But for now, I think it's the right amount of everything. It's the right amount of clutter, it's the right amount of movie bits and moss in certain areas, and we've got pipes. This pipe will get lava into it later on when we pump it down from here all the way to the top level. Yeah, and look at me in my house. But I mean, this is just fantastic, and this is where I meant we can have that little ladder or something go up, and it can go up into this spot, so we'll have a ladder come out somewhere over here. But then also what I do want to add is I want to see, once I add the dark part, if I can't pinpoint the road type thing. So say for example right over here somewhere, or over here maybe even, we can do like a little ladder that comes up over here, so it's almost like another ladder that goes down. And if we can find another spot, I think somewhere over here maybe next to this lava pipe, we can do that as well. But for now, I think it looks fantastic, and I think we should clear out one or two of these houses and get a village or two in here and just see what we can get in regards to trading. So we are here at the breeder, and you can see we've got one village over there, we've got another baby over there, we've got two more over here, we've got another baby there. And I know it seems like it's not working, but it's actually been working really, really well. I do see wheat sprouting, which I need to remove. I don't want any wheat in here. Let's just do that. Let's grab those. Yeah, now all of you get out of bed because you guys want the carrots. There you go. There's the carrots. But if we were to just nab this real quick. Okay. If we were to head on over here, I actually have been gathering the villagers, and we've got quite a lot of villagers. I did split them into two different groups. I don't know if I'm going to keep only one or keep both, but we have enough to take some down and empty one of those buildings and place some of the villagers in there. And I'm thinking the first villager we're going to do is a Fletcher. And the reason for a Fletcher is trees are the easiest thing we can grow at the moment. We don't have any other farms, so we're going to do a Fletcher. We'll pop him in one of the houses, and that way we can start trading for some emeralds. And once we have enough emeralds, we can unlock the next villagers, which will be a librarian, because mending, I really need some mending books. So let's get a few resources, and I'll meet you at the shadow stacks. So it started raining, and I didn't want to sit around doing nothing, so I fixed a few of the little problems and a few other things. So first of all, we've got railing, and then we've got sand still. Ignore that one. Then I did move the switch to call for the elevator. We moved it over to this area, and it's hidden behind this little copycat board, so we can call the elevator. And I add a little electrical decal. I think that's really cool. But then you'll see a lot of the other houses have all been emptied out, and we just got it all ready for as soon as we're going to start putting villages or farms or whatever in these builds, if we're going to use all of them. But then also, if we head on all the way over here, I put the villages in this last house starting off because it's one of the most connected ones. So if we go down this ladder, we're in this little space, and then we can see there's the city. But if we go down here, you'll also hear a bunch of noise. But I did a little temporary setup for villages over here. And over here, I added a bunch of Fletchers, and I've been trading with these guys while it's been raining. So we've done all of that, and we have enough emeralds to trade some of the things we're going to need, which is mainly mending books and all the other different books that we can use to improve our tools, our gear, and all of those type of things. So what we can do now is we will grab someone. We're going to grab Greg. We're going to grab some emeralds, and we'll grab ourselves a lectern. And what we can do is we can place down our lectern, place down Greg, and he takes on a trade. Okay, the first thing I need to do, that's infinity. First thing I need to do is I need to add more trapdoors so they don't bounce like that. So I guess we can just do that. There we go. And then I need to remember to do that to all of these real quick. Just like that. And another thing is, because we've got the easy villager mod, we can actually cycle through trades until we find the mending or efficiency or whatever we need for a proper good price. So that's going to help us quite a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cycle through of these, see if I can find ourselves some mending, and we'll trade the mending book on camera. And then that should be it. That should be the only thing I want to achieve for the remainder of this episode. Well, I think it was a success. I honestly do think so. We managed to unlock a few other trades that we're going to need, and they are mainly the following. We have, on the very far edge, we have Silk Touch, which I unlocked for 10 emeralds, which after I unlocked it, I remembered I do have a Silk Touch village already. But anyway, and then over here, we've got a Feather Falling one for 16, which is not bad. I know it's a single-use villager, but he might have something else that's important. Then over here we have, no, that's me. Over here we have Mending for 14, which is down to 10 now, and also Unlock Loyalty, which we'll never use, but the Mending is not bad at all. And then the last one is an Efficiency 5. Not ideal. That is quite a big price tag, but I mean, it's okay. We're not going to use this too often, I think. So I went ahead, I spent most of the diamonds, and I bought a bunch of stuff. I bought a bunch of Silk Touch books, I bought a Feather Falling, I bought a bunch of Efficiency, and then a whole lot of Mending books. And then we still have some books left over, and I also went ahead and crafted up, or chop down some more trees, so we have enough to trade some more sticks and get some more emeralds. But I would say we've got everything, and now I can look at getting some form of XP done so we can put some of these items on our gear so we can start having some better gear on us, and maybe even fly around again if we can mend our elytra and get some gunpowder going. But sadly, the official enchanting will have to wait for the next episode, or even in between episodes, as I've run out of time. But from here in my little house in the Shadow Stacks, I would just like to say thank you so much for tuning in, and remember to like and subscribe if you like the video, and also let me know down in the comments, what do you think of the Shadow Stacks? Would you want a container house over here? And then until next time, take care. Bye for now.